What's up guys, my name is JDCat5 and welcome to the Chelsea vs Leicester match review where Chelsea managed to climb themselves back into the top four with a 1-0 victory over the Foxes. Before we do get into this video, if you haven't done so already, please hit that like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Chelsea 1, Leicester City 0. We got over the line, but boy oh boy, it was not exactly anything exciting. A win is a win, a clean sheet is a clean sheet, but if we play like that next Sunday, we will get absolutely battered, that's for sure. Started the game fairly strong, quite quick VAR call with Cole Palmer getting taken down in the penalty area quite quickly, in fairness. It didn't take long once again as Jadon Sancho got chopped in half, and then we were awarded a penalty. Up stepped Cole Palmer, and unfortunately a save was made from the Leicester keeper. Doesn't seem to be that he's as confident that it's just an all-time low at this moment in time. His whole play, everything, it's just really abysmal, to be honest. It's strange. It's a player that held such high confidence, a player that kind of carried a side, a player that was able to do everything on the ball, and he's just kind of just capitulated, in fairness. And he's only human. It's as simple as that. He's only human. There's going to be moments where he makes mistakes, and today was one of those. Obviously he hasn't scored for a long time now, and it makes it slightly concerning, yes, but at the same time there's not a lot that can be done about it apart from just kind of repetition and hope the fact that something does click when he plays. He just finds you can just tell he's just lost every sort of level of confidence and everything, and he just doesn't seem to be the player that we all know and love, in fairness. But he did miss the penalty, and that was our chance in the first half, realistically. Leicester did come close. Ball whipped into the area. Sanchez went to go for it, and in fact, I'm pretty sure that it was Jamie Vardy that kind of got ahead to it. It's gone across the bar, and then a collision of heads between Levi Colwill and Jamie Vardy, and that was the end of that. But I think we had about, at the first half, I think we had about 70-odd% possession, and Leicester only had about 20-odd, and they probably looked the ones that was actually going to score. And Nkunku came close near to the end of the first half, but kind of troubled the keeper, but nothing to really worry the Leicester keeper. And that was that for the first half. It was a really tame affair. Nothing special whatsoever. Really stop motion, sideways, backwards sort of football. And we kind of livened up in the second half, but nothing to an extent where you really thought they would want to go on and win the game. We got ourselves into good areas and we maintained possession for a large amount, in fairness, but we just didn't really seem to do enough with it to really kind of be worthy of a goal, and that was the worrying factor about our game, in fairness. 57% possession to 43% of Leicester, 20 shots on goal with 7 on target compared to their 3 on 3. 535 passes compared to their 412. Only 1 clear-cut chances out of the 20 that created, which was really poor, to be honest. It was just a weird sort of game. I mean, we faced a side in Leicester that have obviously conceded every away game that they've possibly played. They haven't kept a clean sheet on the road. They didn't look that bad. I think that was the concerning part. I mean, luckily came to the aid was Marc Cucurella. I mean, probably the one shining light in the side, in fairness. It was nice to see Wes Fofana back. I thought he had a good game. I'll talk about that in my rating in a minute. But yeah, Marc Cucurella was the real shining light after a lovely ball from Enzo Fernandez. He kind of cuts inside and he just absolutely pile drives it into the bottom corner. And he's really found his shooting boots, in fairness. And that kind of sterned Leicester on to really kind of put a shift in. And they really did pile on the pressure. Near to the end as well, there was a penalty call for Cucurella where it grazed his arm, but the referee gave no penalty. But we could have had one before that where we've hit it and it's hit against one of the Leicester City arms and it got out for a corner and the referee's just not interested. I have to say he had an absolute shocker today. Pedro Neto got taken down in the box before Marc Cucurella's goal as well and just didn't seem bothered to really kind of even care, to be honest. And unfortunately that's just how the football is these days. But Leicester did pile on the pressure after Cucurella's goal, but luckily it wasn't enough to be able to trouble us in that way. But I have to say it was a very underwhelming performance, and there's a lot that needs to be worked on. And I don't think any Chelsea fan can be leaving that ground today thinking that we put in a shift, because we really, really didn't. I thought it was just really tame. They looked tired. There was no urgency. It was kind of just like robotic in some ways. It was just, I don't know what the message is from Enzo Maresca to realistically push onto these players in terms of moving forward and things like that. Which is really, really strange, because it just doesn't seem to be any urgency in our attacking play, and we just push the ball backwards more than we do forwards, and that's the worrying concern. I have actually just read a post to say that Palmer didn't feel well before the game and the night before, so I'm not too sure if that acted on his performance, but These are my player ratings. Unfortunately, he's got a bad player rating today, but we'll go into it a little bit more. Robert Sanchez, 6.5. Had one moment in the first half that was really, really dodgy in fairness, and it could have gone really one way or the other when the ball got whipped in and he completely missed the cross. Apart from that, looked pretty solid, kept a clean sheet, didn't really get tested, can't really slate him today to be honest, so 6.5 for Rob. And we move forward to our defence, which was probably the best part of our game with the midfield in fairness. Mark Cucurella, 8.5, shining light, did everything he could, scored the winning goal, defended really well, really solid on the left, caused a lot of problems like left hand side. He's always attacking and defending at the same time. There's not a lot that he doesn't do in fairness, so an 8.5 for Mark today. Levi Colwill and Tosin, a decent partnership, both 7.0 with West Fofana coming back into the side. Thought he adapted well for being on the right hand side and thought he pushed a lot of times on the right to be able to charge into the middle of the Leicester kind of the defending areas, but didn't kind of poise enough for it. I don't think he's an all-round right-back in fairness, and I feel like the centre-back role suits him a bit more, but in all, Levi, Tosin and Fofana were really good, and Mark Cucurella was a real shining light in that left-hand side, that's for sure. Moving forward to the midfield, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, both I'd say a 7.0 in fairness. I don't think they really put a foot wrong. I think Enzo Fernandez tried a lot of times where he was trying to kind of get up the field and create a lot of chances for ourselves. I thought Moises did well to be able to not get carded, bearing in mind that he is obviously one away from suspension. He looked a little bit kind of short of his best, but I feel like in moments that he was good. I think it was just kind of moments where he lapsed in concentration and so on. But yeah, I thought Enzo was probably, if you looked at it, the best of the two when you looked at it with the assist and so on, the chances he did create. Moving forward to the attacking wise, Jadon Sancho, 6.0. I know he won the penalty, and defensively he didn't look too bad, and he looked a bit more creative today with charging at his man, but I just don't feel like he's the finished article. In my personal opinion, I wouldn't say to get him back for next season. Yes, he'd only cost us 20 million and he'd be a cheap buy, and you could look at it and go, well, he would be good backup, but is he sort of Chelsea standard? No. Is he what we're looking for? Probably not. I just don't think he's all that in terms of what he offers in terms of attacking midfielder. I really don't. I feel like there's a lot of areas that he needs to sharpen up on, and unfortunately he just doesn't seem to be the finished article in my opinion, but that's just my opinion at the end of the day. I can't say that I'm right, I can't say that I'm wrong. Pedro Neto, 6.5. I feel like he's had better games in a Chelsea shirt in fairness. It's hard for him at the moment, obviously kind of having that moment where he did actually have a clash in the first half where he's got his head in a bandage, and then second half he didn't seem to do so, but he had a massive gash on him. He had some threat, kind of playing in behind the defence and kind of switching between the striker role and the right hand side. But I just felt like he's done much better at times and didn't really create enough for me. Cole Palmer, 5.5. He looked lost today, missing the penalty. Just everything about him. Every time he picked the ball up, there was the odd little flick and move where you think like, oh, that's Palmer-esque. But other times he just looked really lost. Every time he picked the ball up, he just seemed to want to go backwards instead of forwards, and he just didn't seem to be the driving force in what Chelsea's really been in recent times. And it just goes to show you, without him, we're kind of screwed because we just didn't seem to have anyone else that was really picking up the pace, in fairness. He's had better days, that's for sure. And on the penalty, he's going to miss a penalty at one point. He had 12 in a row, so fair play to him for getting that far. And at the end of the day, he's only human, and it's a 50-50 chance. If the keeper goes the right way, he's got a good chance of saving it. And he went the right way, and it was a good save, simple as. But it just wasn't his day today. Christopher Nkunku, 5.5. I really don't rate Nkunku. For a player that kind of raged on so much about being in the starting lineup in front of Jackson, and since the injuries and since Brighton, he's been absolutely woeful. Only one goal in that time, I do believe, against Southampton. I just don't think he offers anything. I don't look at his game at all and think like he's a special player. I think he's mediocre at best, and maybe in some ways that's what these leagues are when it comes to other leagues compared to the English league. It's like Harry Kane. He's an amazing player, but he's scoring 10 times more goals in the Bundesliga than he would do in the Premier League. I just don't see him as a Chelsea player next season. In fairness, I think we'll kind of cash in all honesty. I don't think we'll get what we paid for him, but maybe close to it. I probably could see him going back to RB Leipzig, or if not, like a Bundesliga sort of side, in fairness, because he's just not good enough. 5.5 today. Lacked a lot of intensity, lacked creativity, and if that's our number 9, then yeah, we're definitely not got anything in that way. We made a few substitutions today. Trevor Chalobah, Tyreek George and Josh Akpom came onto the field. Tyreek looked pretty good in fairness. Trevor looked a little bit shaky at times, but Tyreek looked pretty fresh, ready to go, but didn't really have enough time to give anything. But On a positive note, that puts us into the top four. Obviously, a draw with Tottenham and Bournemouth, so that kind of puts Bournemouth off to the side. We're 2 points clear of Man City, and the Arsenal-Man United game is currently on at the moment in time. Obviously, if United do us a favour, then that makes that game next Sunday a little bit more interesting. But personally, I don't know if it's me just being too negative or it's me just being a realist, but I just can't see us beating Arsenal, in fairness. If we put in the performance that we did today, I just can't see it. We lack too much in too many areas, and we don't give enough in too many areas, and that's our issue as a club at the moment, and we just stink. We really do. But onwards and upwards, we've got a win. 3 in a row now. Clean sheet with Robert Sanchez, so maybe things are on the up. I'm not too sure, but from what I saw today, it was probably the most boring 1-0 I've ever watched as a Chelsea fan, let's be sure. But that is it. That is my match review. We will have a match preview on Saturday for the Sunday game. And until then, actually no, I won't be doing one for Copenhagen, potentially. It'll probably more be Arsenal, but just stay tuned on the channel. I'll give everyone the relevant updates. But until then, as I mentioned, hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe for more content. And don't forget to also hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.